Well, disappointing ending, but to be honest, it's one that I didn't not see coming. It's just we weren't playing in good enough baseball to play at the level that you need to at this time of the season. We got to play better, and we didn't, and it just didn't just happen overnight. We were inconsistent most of the year. It was kind of all or nothing. It seemed like, we'd have good series where we'd sweep, and then we had some series where we got swept. We'd have games where we would score a lot of runs, and we'd have games where we didn't. And just a very inconsistent, as everybody knows, roller coaster season. And certainly at the end there, just everything y'all are saying is correct. We didn't score runs. We got guys on base. Again, we left double digits. I think the other night was 10. We left 11 today. We got no hits with runners in scoring position. That's not a good formula for winning. We didn't get one hit only out of 9 times with 2 outs, 2 for 16 with runners on base, and we didn't get the leadoff guy on. And that's kind of been the situation. Why has that happened? I don't know. I can't answer why we didn't hit with guys in scoring position, but I will certainly look at it when the season is, now that it's over, and make sure that the responsibility is on me to make sure that this program this is definitely not where I want it to be. I'm very, very unhappy, embarrassed. A lot of other words I can use, but I'm not going to use them. But it's not even close to where this program should be and where I expect it to be. So disappointment is an understatement.
All right, Gino, our first question for you comes from Susan Miller-Degnan of the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Gino, I'm sorry about the game. What was your message to the players today, and what now? What happens now at this point?
Well, my message before the game or after the game?
I'm sorry, after the game, after the.
I haven't spoken to the team. We're going to get out of here tonight. So we're going to go back to the hotel, and we're going to get a room there. We can reserve a room, and I'm going to meet with the players as soon as I'm done with this. And I'll go over my message and get my thoughts together, and we'll talk about the future in terms of the days ahead and the future moving forward with the returning players, and of course the players that are going to be moving on. So, but yeah, I'm not prepared to do that right now. I'll do that with the team here in probably the next 30 minutes.
In general, what would you, if you're going in there now, what would you tell the guys?
Well, I'm going to wish all the guys good luck. The ones that are leaving and moving on, which we'll have a number of guys doing that. I'm going to wish them well and thank them for, the sacrifices they make as student athletes. Most people don't understand how difficult it is for these guys, and of course the expectations we put on them to uphold this program to where it needs to be. And then, of course, talk to the returning guys, my expectations with them, and talk about the season. And I'll go over the season, and I'll be very honest with them, just like I'm being with you right now. So that's going to be my message.
I'm sorry, I have one last follow. How about as far as the coaches and yourself go? Because the fans are going to be all over everybody, all over you. What would you say about your performance?
Underachieved.
All right, Gino, we're going to go to David Ferones of the Sun Sentinel.
Thank you.
Go ahead. David.
Gino, I wanted to ask you about, I want to go back to those critical spots in the 8th inning, or you lead off with a couple of singles, and then you have the bottom of the order up, and then you end up in a situation where you have a couple of reserve freshmen up due to some earlier moves that were made. Not faulting you for those, for the earlier moves, and I'm sure you have confidence in those guys, but just could you break down kind of the decisions that led up to getting into that situation?
Well, yeah, I got to think of the earlier moves. The moves I thought actually ended up benefiting us early on. Jared Thomas came in. You're trying to get matchups there. They had the right-handed pitcher, and of course we hit him in that position there. And I could be wrong here, but I believe it was for Jenkins maybe. And then, we had another situation there. I was trying to get the right, with the lefty. We had a lefty come in. Their lefty who was very good. If you saw, he hit 98 at one point. He's throwing a fastball slider. So we wanted to get obviously righties with him. When you're in this situation, remember you only got 27 guys. We got 15 hitters. That's what we have. 12 pitchers. So the moves that we make felt like we're at the right time. Although Tony's done a good job for us, but he's hitting under 200, but that tells you about our offense. We're playing Tony because he's so good defensively, and he has done okay for us here late in the year, but he's hitting under 200. And Dom, who's been outstanding for us all year as a shortstop, has had some struggles, as we know, offensively. So those were the right times. I mean, those guys have been up a couple times, not real good at bats, and so I was going to go to the bench at that time. And then, of course, we did it again for matchups with the other pitcher that came in there. So no, I don't regret those moves. Not all the moves, of course, are always right, but those moves ended up. I mean, that's the moves you got to make at that time.